Hello. Hello, students. Good afternoon. Since previous lecture was not visible to you, I am repeating the previous lecture. What is time response? If you give or if you apply input to a system, you get an output. This output changes with respect to time. And if we study this response with respect to time, that is known as time response analysis. Time response analysis consists of two parts, transient part and steady state part. This is transient part. This transient part may consist of maybe exponential or it may be oscillatory. And this is a steady state response. Transient response, after applying input to the control system, output takes certain time to reach steady state. So output will be in transient state till it goes to a steady state. Therefore, steady state Therefore, the response of control system during transient state is known as transient response, and transient response is given by this formula: limit t approaches infinity, CTR is equal to 0. Means when this is transient response. In this case, transient response is oscillatory, and this response vanishes after certain time. Steady state response, the part of time response that remains even after transient response has zero value for large value of t is known as steady state response. This means that transient response will be zero even during steady state. First we analyze steady state response. Different types of standard test signal. There are different types of input signal, but it is very difficult to analyze any control system. There are different types of input signal, and it is very difficult to analyze any control system for each type of input signal. So we apply only these standard signals, and if system works satisfactory for these input signals, then we apply actual input. First we derive steady state error. In this case, this error signal is x of s minus bs, where a signal is bs. In feedback loop, bs is output signal, ys is input signal, and hs is transfer function. So the value of bs is equal to ys into hs. And if we substitute the value of ys in this forward loop or in this forward path, ys is output, es is input, ds is transfer function. So ys is equal to es multiplied ds multiplied hs. And if we solve this equation, we get es is equal to rs divided by 1 plus ds hs, where es is error in Laplace domain. But we have to calculate error in time domain. Error in time domain can be calculated by using final value theorem of Laplace. So, and final value theorem of Laplace is given by this expression. So, ESS is equal to limit t approaches infinity, et is equal to limit s approaches 0, SES. And if we substitute the value of ES, which we have calculated previously, then we get the steady state error in time domain, which is given by limit s approaches 0 s rs divided by 1 plus gs. From above expression, it can be concluded that steady state error depends upon type and magnitude of input signal and open loop transfer function Gs and Hs. Effect of input type and magnitude on the steady state error. When suppose that input is unit step function or step of magnitude A, then Rs is given by A by S, and in this case ESS is limit s approaches 0, and if we substitute the value of Rs, then we get limit s approaches 0 A by 1 plus Gs Hs. And in this case, steady state error is A divided by 1 plus limit s approaches 0 Gs Hs, and which is given by A plus Kp. Here Kp is given by limit s approaches 0 Gs Hs, and it is known as positional error coefficient. When input is damp signal, then Rs is given by A by S square, and steady state error is given by limit s approaches 0 s. Substitute the value of Rs, we get this equation, limit s approaches 0 s divided by s plus s ds. If value of s is 0, then we get this expression, and limit s approaches 0 s gs hs is known as velocity error coefficient. So steady state error is given by A by Kb, and Kb is velocity error coefficient, and it is given by limit s approaches 0 s gs hs. And if input is parabolic, then Rs is given by A by S cube, and if we substitute the value of Rs in this equation, then we get this expression, and here when S is 0, we get this expression, and here K is equal to limit S approaches 0 S square Gs H, and this is known as acceleration error coefficient. So steady state error is given by A by Ka. Relation between steady state error and type of signal. Type of signal. The general form of transfer function is given by GSHS is given by K 1 plus T1S multiplied by 1 plus T2S divided by S raised to the power J 1 plus TAS multiplied by 1 plus TJ 1 plus TBX. Here J represents the number of poles at origin. It means that if value of J is 0, then type of system is 0, and when value of J is 1, type of system is 1. Means type is defined as number of poles at origin of open loop transfer function. Here open loop transfer function is given by K multiplied by 1 plus T1S multiplied by 1 plus T2S divided by S raised to the power J multiplied by 1 plus TAS multiplied by 1 plus TBS. For type 0, J is 0, so open loop transfer function is given by this, and for type 0, we first calculate positional error coefficient, then we calculate velocity error coefficient, and after that we calculate the value of K. Kp is given by limit s approaches 0 GSHS, and here If value of S is 0, S is 0, S is 0 and 0, we get the value of Kp is K, and steady state error is given by K by 1 plus K for step input. Kb is limit S approaches 0, S GS HS. If we multiply S here, then when S approaches 0, we get the value of Kb is 0 and corresponding steady state error is infinite for ramp input. Similarly for Ka, if limit Ka is equal to limit S approaches 0, S square GS HS. If we multiply S square and S approaches 0, we get the value of Ka 0 and steady state error is given by is steady state error is infinite for parabolic input. So for type 0, we cannot apply ramp input or parabolic input. For type 1, GSHS is given by this. Type 1 में J की वैल्यू क्या होगी 1 होगी, तो value of GSHS is given by this expression. And if we calculate value of Kp when S approaches 0, value of Kp is infinite. Steady state error is 0 for step input. In case of Kb, Kb is given by limit S approaches 0, S GS HS. If we multiply S, this S and this S is cancelled out and we get the value of Kb is K. The value of Kb is K and steady state error is K by K for ramp input. Similarly, the value of Ka is 0 and steady state error is infinite. So for type 1, we cannot apply parabolic input because steady state error is infinite. For type 2, GSHS is given by this formula. So we get the value of Kp infinite, corresponding steady state error is 0. Value of Kv is infinite because if we multiply S and this square cancel out and value of S is 0, it means that value of Kv is infinite and corresponding error is 0. When we calculate the value of Ka, value of K is given by limit S approaches 0, S square ds HS, and if we multiply S square, this S square and this S square cancel out and we get the value of K and corresponding error is A by. So for type 2 we can apply parabolic input. So we can say that step input is applied for all types, means we can apply step input to the type 0, type 1 and type 2. Ramp input is applied only for type 0 and 1 and parabolic is applied only to type 2. Then transient response. Transient response, the nature of transient response depends upon type of closed loop poles and location of closed loop poles. Nature of transient response depends upon type of closed loop hole and location of closed loop hole. Closed loop holes are dependent on selection of parameters of system, and every system has tendency to oppose oscillatory behavior of system. This tendency is known as damping. It means that damping is parameter of system. Damping controls the type of closed loop hole and hence the nature of response. This damping is measured by a ratio known as damping ratio, and in some system it will be low. If damping is low, that system will oscillate with damped frequency, and if damping is high, that system will not oscillate and transient response will be exponential. And if it is 0, system will oscillate with natural frequency. Time response of first order system. Let us consider first order system with unity feedback. In a first order system, before discussing first order system, we first define order of system. Highest power of S of highest power of S in the denominator of closed loop transfer. And in this case, highest power of S is 1. So this is first order system, and we have to calculate or we have to analyze the transient response of this first order system. Transfer function of this first order is given by 1 by 1 plus st, and if we apply unit step function, then Cs is given by this expression, and if we apply partial fraction, then we get Cs is equal to 1 by s minus 1 by 1 by s plus 1 by 2. And if we take the inverse Laplace transform of above equation, we get the value of Ct, which is given by 1 minus exponential minus t by capital T. If we put t is equal to capital T, we get value of Ct is 0.632, and it means that T is here T is known as time constant, and it is defined. Time constant is defined as the time required for the signal to attain 63.2% of final or steady state value. Time constant means how far the system reaches the final value. The smaller the time constant, as faster is the system response. Time response of first order system with unit ramp signal. If input is ramp signal, then we get CS is equal to this, and if we partial fraction, if we apply partial fraction, then we get this, and taking inverse Laplace transform of this equation, we get Ct is equal to small t minus capital T plus capital T exponential minus t1. This is the response or transient response when we apply ramp input. If you differentiate ramp input, you get unit step, and if you differentiate this signal, you get the response as in case of unit step. Means in this case, we get response is when we differentiate this Ct, we get 1 minus exponential minus small t divided by capital T. It means that ramp signal gives no new information about the speed of the response. Earlier, I have said that transient response depends upon type and location of function. It means that it does not depend upon the type of input signal. So in this case, we calculate steady state error. Pt is given by Rt minus Ct, Rt ramp input, so it is given by T, and here we calculate this is the steady state error. And steady state error is given by when T equal to 0 is T. It means that steady state error in this case is equal to T, where T is time constant. So for smaller time constant, error will be small, and for larger time constant, error will be large. Response of first order for with unit step with unit impulse function. For unit impulse function, Rs is 1, and if we apply inverse Laplace, we get Ct is equal to 1 by capital T multiplied by exponential minus d by t. Time response of second order system. In second order system, Gs is given by omega n square divided by s plus 2 zeta omega n. Clear? Then we calculate Cs by Rs, and Cs by Rs is given by Gs divided by 1 plus Gs Hs. Hs, value of Hs is 1, value of Gs is this. So if we substitute the value of Gs, Hs and Gs in this formula, we get the value of Cs by R, or this is the transfer function. And here the highest power of S is 2, and so order is 2. Order is defined as highest power of S in the denominator of closed loop transfer function. Cs by Rs is closed loop transfer function, and highest power of S is 2, so this is second order. Here Cs is given by omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega n plus n omega n square multiplied by Rs. If in this case Rs is unit step, then value of Rs is 1 by s, and if we solve this equation, we get the final equation. Ct is equal to, this transient response is equal to 1 minus exponential minus zeta omega nt divided by under root 1 minus zeta square sine omega d t plus 5. This is the final transient response of the system. Earlier we have learned that transient response depends upon type of closed loop and location of closed loop poles. Here we will prove that how transient response depends upon type and location of closed loop pole. Closed loop transfer function is given by this expression. If Rs is 1 by S or the unit step, then Cs is given by this expression, and their characteristic equation is S square plus 2 beta omega n S plus omega n square is equal to 0. This is the characteristic equation, and roots of this characteristic equation are nature of roots is dependent on damping ratio zeta. Case 1, when value of zeta is less than infinity and greater than 1. If we substitute the value of zeta 2 or 3, then roots are real, unequal and negative. Say that the roots are minus k1 and k2, because roots are negative and unequal. So these roots are minus k1 and k2. So we can write Cs is equal to this. So we can write Cs is equal to A by S plus B by S plus K1 and plus C by S plus K2. If we take inverse Laplace transform of this expression, Ct will be CSS, means that this term corresponds to the steady state output, and then we get beta d exponential minus k1t plus c exponential minus k2t. It means that output is purely exponential. In this case, transient response is exponential. Then these are exponential transient response. If damping is high, no oscillation because there is no oscillation in this. It means that in this case damping is very high because there is no oscillation and output is simply exponential. So this system is known as overdamped system. When value of zeta is 1, if value of zeta is 1, if you put the value of zeta is 1, then roots are real, equal and negative. And in that case, Cs is equal to A by S plus B by S plus omega n whole square plus C by S plus omega n. Taking inverse Laplace transform, Ct is given by Css corresponding to this term plus B multiplied by T multiplied by exponential minus omega n T plus C exponential minus omega T for this one. And this is also purely exponential, and but it requires less settling time as compared to overdamped system, and this system is known as critical. This system is overdamped, this system is overdamped, and when zeta is 1, and this response is for critically damped. When value of zeta is less than 1 and greater than 0, in that case, roots are when value of when value of zeta is less than 1. In that case, roots are complex conjugate with negative real part. These roots are complex conjugate with negative real part. And in this case, Cs is given by this expression, and if we calculate or solve this expression, we get the final transient response is given by 1 minus exponential minus zeta omega n t divided by under root 1 minus zeta square multiplied by sine omega d t plus theta. Omega d is damped frequency. Where omega n is damped frequency and omega d is given by omega n and multiplied by under root 1 minus zeta square, and theta is given by this. And this case is known as underdamped case because in this case there is oscillation. And if value of zeta is 0, means there is no damping in the system. System is known as undamped system, and roots are complex conjugate, and these roots are lying on only imaginary axis. Suppose that this is S plane, and if roots are real, unequal and negative, then this is the case of overdamp. Means damping is larger than 1. And if damping is 1, value of zeta is 1, then this is known as critically damped system, and when value of zeta is less than 1, then roots are complex conjugate, and in this case we get underdamped system, and when damping is 0, roots are on the imaginary axis and we get undamped system. So location of roots for different values of damping ratio is shown in this figure, and this point is clear that transient response depends upon type and location of root. Derivation of time domain specification. Derivation of peak time. This is peak time. Time taken where the response to reach its peak value is known as peak time. And in this peak time, this we get a maximum. So if we differentiate this Ct with respect to time, at when t is equal to Tp, we get 0, and so we differentiate this Ct with respect to time. This one is 0, and we get exponential minus beta omega nt and multiplied by minus omega t. Differentiate this term multiplied by sin omega t and then differentiate this sin omega t omega dt plus theta, and we get this equation. And if we solve this equation, we get 10 omega dt plus theta is equal to under root 1 minus beta square by zeta, and this is equal to tan theta, and 10 n5 plus theta is equal to tan theta. So these two equations are equal. It means that omega d t is equal to n5, where n is 1, 2, 3 for this, and so we get the value of Pp is equal to pi by omega d when n is 1. N is 1 means for this first overshoot value of n is 1, for this undershoot value of n is 2, and second overshoot value of n is 3. So for first overshoot, we get the value of peak time is equal to pi by omega t. Next is derivation of NT, maximum overshoot. Maximum overshoot is given by C of Tp minus 1, because this is the final value. So maximum overshoot MP is given by CTP minus 1, and if we substitute the value of CTP, if we substitute the value of CTP, this 1 and 1 is cancelled out, and here TP is substituted by pi by omega d, and pi by omega d cancel आउट होगा, और यहाँ पे तुम्हारा क्या होगा साइन पाई प्लस थीटा, और ये क्या हो जाएगा माइनस साइन थीटा, एंड साइन थीटा की वैल्यू कहाँ से कैलकुलेट करोगे, अगर टेन थीटा की वैल्यू तुम्हें दी हुई है तो यहाँ से तुम साइन थीटा की वैल्यू यहाँ पे कैलकुलेट करोगे, विच इज इक्वल टू 1 अंडर रूट 1 माइनस थीटा स्क्वायर, and when you substitute the value of sin theta, you get the value of peak overshoot, and percentage peak overshoot is given by this equation. Next is derivation of rise time. Time required by the output to achieve 100% of its final value, 100% of its final value, starting from 0 during the first attempt is the rise time. So this Ct is 1, and this 100% is 1, 1 cancel out, and this is equal to 0. This equation will be satisfied only if sin omega t r plus theta is equal to 0, and solving this expression we get the value of Tr is equal to pi minus theta divided by omega d seconds. Last one is derivation of settling time. The settling time Ts is the time required by the output to settle down within plus minus 2% of tolerance. Here Ts is the time when output becomes 98% of its final value. of final value, and at t is equal to Ts, the transient oscillating terms completely vanishes. The only term which controls the amplitude of output lies within plus minus 2% is exponential minus zeta omega nt, and if we substitute all these values, we get the value of Ts, and Ts is equal to 4 divided by zeta omega n for plus minus 2% for one, and Ts is equal to 3 divided by omega n zeta omega n for 5% of tolerance band. Please give your attendance. Aditi,
Yes, ma'am.
Akshat, Avantika, Charu,
Present, ma'am.
Pratibha,
Present, ma'am.
Nitika,
Yes, ma'am.
Sakshi, Shubham.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, Avantika.
Okay. Okay. Okay, class is over.